This is Tony Tia from Tony'sPicks.com with our college football pick show here. This will be week 4, part 2. We'll give you 15 more games for Saturday. Before we get underway, if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, click the link in the description. Go right to my sales page at Tony'sPicks.com. And if you like more free pick videos, just be sure to subscribe to our channel. Let's get this one started. Kent and Penn State college football pick Saturday. Kent 0-2 after their 71-0 road defeat at Tennessee. Golden Flashes put up 112 yards with 54 rushing for under 2 yards per rush. On defense, they gave 740 yards to the Volunteers with 456 rushing for nearly 8 yards a carry. Devin Cargman 9 of 15 passing for 58 yards. Penn State 2-0 after their 34-27 home win to Bowling Green. Nittany Lions gained 438 yards in the game here with 234 rushing for 6.3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 375 yards to the Falcons with 121 rushing for over 4 yards per run. Drew Eller, 13-20 for 204 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. This is a rebuilding Kent State team. They lost by 31 to Pitt, dropped a 6-point decision at home to an FCS team. The Golden Flashes are running for just 1.7 yards a carry, allowing 6.4 yards per rush to opponents. Their pass defense gave up 9 yards per pass attempt. Penn State's rushing for nearly 6 yards a carry. They're throwing for 11.5 yards per pass attempt. Play Penn State here minus 49. Buffalo and Northern Illinois college football pick Saturday. Buffalo improved to 2-1, a 34-3 home win to UMass. Bulls put up 314 yards, 129 rushing for over 3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 193 yards to the Minutemen with 121 passing on 29 attempts. CJ Ogbonna, 14-23 passing for 185 yards and a touchdown. Northern Illinois 2-0 after their 16-14 road win at Notre Dame. The Huskies put up 388 yards, 190 rushing for 4.2 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Fighting Irish to 286 yards, 163 passing yards on 33 attempts. Ethan Hampton, 10-19 passing for 198 yards and a touchdown. Final Illini is running for 6 yards a carry, getting efficient passing this year, 67% completion rate, 12.1 yards per pass step. They're holding opponents at 3.8 yards a carry. Buffalo really struggling with accuracy in their passing game, playing Northern Illinois here minus 14. Georgia Tech and Louisville college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Georgia Tech 3-1 after their 59-7 home win to FCS VMI. 2 weeks ago, they were beaten at Syracuse 31-28. In their first loss, the Yellow Jackets gained 378 yards, 112 rushing for 4.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 515 yards to the Orange with 381 passing yards on 46 attempts. Haynes King hit 29-39 passing for 266 yards and a touchdown. Louisville 2-0 after their 49-14 home win to Jacksonville State. The Cardinals produced 610 yards, 233 rushing yards for 6.5 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Gamecocks at 290 yards with 130 rushing for over 4 yards a carry. Ryler Shaw 21-33 passing for 349 yards with 2 touchdowns. Georgia Tech pass defense allowing 66% completion rate, 7 yards per pass attempt. The Cardinals' numbers were impressive early here, 8.5 yards per run, 72% completion rate, 9.5 yards per pass attempt. Cardinals hold opponents at 2.5 yards per run, 4.5 yards per pass attempt. Louisville 10-2 the spread as a home favorite. Yellow Jackets' pass defense in their road game. Syracuse is the concern here. Play Louisville here minus the 10. Rutgers and Virginia Tech college football pick Saturday. Rutgers 2-0 after their 49-17 home win to Akron. The Scarlet Knights produced 515 yards, 285 rushing for 6.5 yards a carry. On defense, they gave up 307 yards to the Zips, 156 rushing yards for 6 yards a carry. Ethan Kalkmanis, 14-23 passing for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns and a pick. Virginia Tech 2-1 with a 37-17 road win at Old Dominion. The Hokies gained 465 yards, 289 rushing for over 5.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 293 yards to the Monarchs with 50 passing yards on 14 attempts. Kyron Drones, 15-26 passing for 176 yards with a touchdown and interception. Rutgers ground game producing 6.8 yards a carry. They're defending well, limiting opponents to 4.9 yards a carry, 4.5 yards per pass attempt. The Hokies are running for only 4.3 yards a carry. The Scarlet Knights 2-0 to the spread, when an underdog of plus 3.5 to plus 10 points. Virginia Tech 1-4 to the spread at home in the non-conference. We'll take Rutgers plus 3.5. Arkansas and Auburn college football pick action here for Saturday. Arkansas 2-1 after their 37-27 home win to UAB. The Razorbacks put up 427 yards, 266 yards rushing for 7 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 354 yards to the Blazers with 235 passing on 32 attempts. Dalen Green 11-26 passing for 161 yards. Auburn 2-1, a 45-19 home win in New Mexico. Tigers gained 513 yards, 268 rushing for 4.2 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 448 yards to the Lobos with 291 passing yards on 44 attempts. Hank Brown, 17-25 passing for 235 yards and 4 touchdowns. Arkansas getting good offensive production with 6.4 yards per run, 10 yards per pass attempt. They're strong defending the run, allowing 53% completion rate. Auburn pass defense a concern here. The Razorbacks 10-4 to the spread in their past 14 road games. Auburn 3-6 to the spread at home in their past 9 September games. Play Arkansas plus 3.5. Arizona State and Texas Tech college football pick Saturday. Arizona State improved to 3-0 after their 31-28 road win at Texas State. Sun Devils gained 347 yards, 101 rushing for under 3 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 400 yards to the Bobcats with 268 passing yards on 44 attempts. Sam Leavitt, 19-30 passing for 246 yards with a touchdown and interception. Texas Tech now 2-1 with their 66-21 home win in North Texas. The Red Raiders posted 586 yards, 233 rushing yards for 6.3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 253 yards to the Mean Green with 135 rushing yards for nearly 4 yards per rush. Baron Morton, 15-19 passing for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. ASU gets good production from their ground attack, 4.8 yards a carry. They are getting plays downfield in the passing game with 8 yards per pass attempt. The Sun Devils holding opponents to 2.3 yards per run. Red Raiders allowing 280 passing yards per game, 8.4 yards per pass attempt, 4.7 yards per rush. ASU 7-3 as a road underdog. Play Arizona State here, plus 3. USC and Michigan college football pick action here for Saturday. USC 2-0 after their 48-0 home win to Utah State. The Trojans put up 544 yards, 249 rushing for 6.7 yards per rush. On defense, they held the Aggies to 190 yards, 87 rushing for under 4 yards per carry. Miller Moss 21-30 passing for 229 yards and a touchdown. Michigan improved to 2-1. A 28-18 home win to Arkansas State. Wolverines gained 435 yards, 301 rushing for 6.8 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 280 yards to the Red Wolves with 58 rushing for 2.2 yards per carry. Davis Warren is benched. Junior Alex Orji will get the start at quarterback. He's thrown 7 passes as a backup since 2022. USC put up good balanced attack, 5.6 yards per rush, 72% completion rate, 8.6 yards per pass attempt. Defensive Trojans allowing 4.2 yards a carry, 6.3 yards per pass attempt, getting good tackling from the secondary. But Michigan's run game generating 5.3 yards a carry. On defense, they hold opponents at 2.7 yards per run, 6.1 yards per pass attempt. Trojans' first test against, I would still consider Michigan a stout defensive team, and they're on the road for this one. We'll take Michigan here, plus 5.5. Miami, Ohio, and Notre Dame college football pick. This one here Saturday. Miami, Ohio 0-2 after their 27-16 home defeat to Cincinnati. The Red Hawks here put up 380 yards, 24 rushing for just 1 yard per carry. On defense, they allowed 401 yards to the Bearcats with 215 rushing for 6.3 yards a carry. Brett Gabbert, 23-35 passing for 339 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Notre Dame improved to 2-1, a 66-7 road win at Purdue. The Fighting Irish gained 578 yards, 362 rushing for 8.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 222 yards to the Boilermakers with 38 rushing yards for 1.5 yards a carry. Riley Leonard completed 11 of 16 passes for 112 yards. Redhawks are living off the arm of Brett Gabbert as they're throwing for 291 yards, 7.7 yards per pass attempt. This was a program that was hit with departing players but in the transfer, but efficient in the passing game. On defense, they hold teams to 5.7 yards per pass attempt. Miami, Ohio, 12-6 to the spread in their road games. Notre Dame, 1-4 to the spread in their past 5 home September games, playing Miami, Ohio here, plus 28. Memphis and Navy college football pick. This one here on Saturday. Memphis 3-0 after their 20-12 road win at Florida State. Tigers gained 337 yards, 65 rushing for 2 yards per rush. On defense, they held the Seminoles to 238 yards with 37 rushing for 1.5 yards per carry. Seth Hennigan, 25 of 38 passing, 272 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. Navy now 2-0, a 38-11 home win at Temple. Midshipmen put up 409 yards, 297 rushing for nearly 6 yards a carry. On defense, they did give up 312 yards to the Owls with 277 passing yards on 45 attempts. Blake Horvath, 5-9 passing for 112 yards and a touchdown. Navy has faced a weak schedule as they met Temple and FCS Bucknell at home. The Tigers' defense holding opponents at 2.3 yards per rush along with only 5.5 yards per pass attempt. Memphis is an experienced team, 17 starters back with 10 on offense. Their passing game is averaging 68% completion rate, 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Navy's allowing 60% completions, 6.4 yards per pass attempt against a weak competition, playing Memphis -9. UCLA and LSU college football pick Saturday. UCLA 1-1 after their 42-13 home defeat to Indiana. The Bruins gained only 238 yards, 96 rushing for under 4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 430 yards with 307 passing yards on 33 attempts. Ethan Garbers 14-23 passing for 137 yards and a pick. LSU 2-1 after their 36-33 road win at South Carolina. The Tigers put up 417 yards with 132 rushing for over 4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 398 yards to the Gamecocks with 243 rushing for nearly 6 yards a carry. LSU defense giving up 4.5 yards per rush, 68% completion rate, 8.6 yards per pass attempt. The Tigers are running for only 4 yards a carry. UCLA's defense is holding teams to 3 yards per carry on the ground. Bruins 3-0 to the spread on the road against these bad defensive teams that allow 5.9 yards per play or greater. Look at man, LSU's defense really makes it tough to lay this points here. We'll take UCLA plus 24. Utah and Oklahoma State college football pick Saturday. Utah improves to 3-0 with a 38-21 road win at Utah State. The Utes gained 460 yards, 221 rushing for 7 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 385 yards to the Aggies with 245 passing yards on 35 attempts. Cameron Rising is set to return as a starting quarterback. He played in week 2 going 8 of 14 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was sidelined for a while. Oklahoma State sits at 3-0, a 45-10 road win at Tulsa. The Cowboys gained 560 yards, 129 rushing for under 4 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 352 yards to the Golden Hurricane with 236 passing on 37 attempts. Ellen Bowman, 24 of 31 passing for 396 yards with 5 touchdowns and a pick. Utah, not that elite run stopper this year. They're giving up 4.1 yards per rush and 140 rushing yards a game. Opponents are averaging 7 yards per pass completion against them. The Cowboys' passing game averaging 8.5 yards per pass attempt, 66% completion rate. The Utes 1-4 to the spread in their past 5 road games on field turf on this fast surface. The Cowboys 5-0 to the spread in their past 5 home games as an underdog. Play Oklahoma State here +2. Duke and the Middle Tennessee State college football pick Saturday. Duke 3-0 with their 26-21 home win to Connecticut. The Blue Devils put up 419 yards, 142 rushing for 3.5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 314 yards to the Huskies with 179 rushing yards for 4.8 yards per carry. Malik Murphy 28-43 passing for 267 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Middle Tennessee State falls to 1-2, a 49-21 home defeat to Western Kentucky. Blue Raiders gained 516 yards, 58 of it rushing for 2.5 yards a rush. On defense, they allowed 631 yards to the Hilltoppers with 481 passing yards on 37 attempts. Nicholas Fatadio, 24 of 31 passing for 456 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Blue Raiders rushing for only 2.5 yards a carry. Their defense playing really bad right now, giving up nearly 5 yards a carry and 77% completion rate, 10.2 yards per pass attempt. Blue Devils are defending well, holding teams to 3.1 yards per rush, 4.4 yards per pass attempt. They are 4-1 to the spread on the road in the non-conference. Blue Raiders 1-3 to the spread as a home dog. Play Duke -14.5. Vanderbilt and Missouri college football pick Saturday. Vanderbilt drops to 2-1 with a 36-32 road defeat to Georgia State. The Commodores put up 380 yards, 11 rushing for 3.2 yards per rush. Defensively, they allowed 426 yards to the Panthers with 269 passing on 41 attempts. Diego Pavia 18-33 passing for 270 yards with 2 touchdowns. Missouri 3-0, a 27-21 home win to Boston College. The Tigers put up 430 yards, 176 rushing for 4.1 yards per rush. On defense, they allowed 298 yards to the Eagles with 249 passing yards on 28 attempts. Brady Cook, 21-30 for 264 yards and a touchdown. Commodores rushing for only 3.2 yards a carry. The passing game has been inaccurate with a 54% completion rate. Missouri is defending well by limiting opponents to 2.4 yards per rush and only 46% completions, 5.3 yards per pass attempt. The Tigers are 8-4 to the under as a home favorite. Play Vanderbilt and Missouri under 54. UTEP and Colorado State college football pick Saturday. UTEP 0-3 after their 28-10 road defeat at Liberty. The Miners gained 335 yards, 91 rushing for 3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 407 yards to the Flames with 179 rushing for 4.2 yards a carry. Skylar Locklear 26-43 passing for 244 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Colorado State now 1-2, a 28-9 home defeat to Colorado. Rams gained 440 yards, 131 rushing, 4.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 419 yards to the Buffs with 310 passing on 49 attempts. Braylon Fowler-Nicolosi, 22 of 39 passing for 209 yards and 2 picks. Miners running for just 3 yards a carry. Colorado State is getting inefficient quarterback play. On defense, they hold opponents to 4.3 yards a carry. The Rams 9-4 to the under at home. Play UTEP and Colorado State under 50. TCU and SMU college football pick Saturday. TCU 2-1 after their 35-34 home defeat to UCF. The Horned Frogs gained 460 yards, 58 rushing for 3.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 519 yards to the Knights with 289 rushing yards for 5.4 yards a carry. Josh Hoover completed 35 of 52 passes for 402 yards with 4 touchdowns. SMU 2-1 with their 18-15 home defeat to BYU. The Mustangs gained 261 yards with 117 rushing for 3.3 yards per run. On defense, they held the Cougars at 336 yards, 202 passing on 29 attempts. Kevin Jennings here, 15-32 passing for 140 yards and a pick. Horned Frogs struggle in run defense, allowing 4.6 yards a carry. They are running for only 3.7 yards per attempt. Mustangs rushing for over 4.5 yards a carry and averaging 7.2 yards per pass attempt. Their defense has been solid, holding teams to 3 yards a carry. SMU has been strong in defending the pass, allowing 49% completions, 5.7 yards per pass attempt. Horned Frogs 6-8 to the spread on the road. Mustangs 8-5 to the spread at home. We'll take SMU +3. If you're looking for my best bets, be sure to click the link in the description and get on over to Tony'sPicks.com to my sales page. Link in the description. Also, for more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. I'm Tony T. We'll talk to you later.